Yeah, hi Ujjwal.
Hi, hi Vipendra.
Yeah, yeah.
Vipendra this side.
Yes, yes, yes. So please tell me about yourself.
Yep, my name is total I have 4 years of experience into the IT.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, I'm working in the surprised area with the technical stacks like Java, Spring Boot, microservices, REST API,
Mm-hmm.
Hibernate Spring Data JP, and the database MySQL. And for UI development, it's a TypeScript and Angular. So basically, here I don't have any roles and responsibilities because I didn't get the project.
Mm-hmm.
But in my previous organization, I was working in the Dell Technologies where I was working on the project. It's called DLP and the DSP.
Mm-hmm.
So for that project development, I was using technology like Java, Spring Boot, microservices, REST API, Hibernate, Spring Data JP in the database. I have used MySQL.
Mm-hmm.
And for establish the asynchronous communication based on the event-driven structures, for that I have used the Apache Kafka. And for UI development, it's a TypeScript and Angular. So yeah, that's all.
Okay, okay, okay. So Java, which version right now using?
Java, we are using. I've used 17, but I have implemented Java 8 because
Mm-hmm. So, what are the basic feature of Java?
uh, Java or Java 8 because Java
No,
is a oops.
yeah, Java. You tell me about the Java.
So basically, Java is a high-level programming language which is based on the like oops concept where there are four basic oops pillars, which is inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and encapsulation.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want, then I can go. I mean, brief to each one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So basically, inheritance where we inherit the parent class properties within the child class. So there are five type of inheritance where
Mm-hmm.
we can perform it's a single level inheritance, multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance, hybrid hierarchical.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we can achieve the inheritance with the help of extend or implements keyword and in Java inheritance, which is represent the is a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
which is a loose coupling, and in case of multiple inheritance, which is Java does not support as a class level,
Mm-hmm.
we need to use interfaces to support the multiple inheritance.
Okay.
And in case of polymorphism, one task to perform a different way is called polymorphism. It's a like
Mm-hmm.
combination of approach. So there are two types of polymorphism, which is the compile time and runtime polymorphism. So in
Mm-hmm.
case of compile time polymorphism, we can achieve with the help of method overloading.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, within the class, within the single class, we have more than one method with the same name, and ensuring that the method signature, with the different number of arguments and different type of arguments, like
Mm-hmm.
multi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's called method overloading. But
Mm-hmm.
in case of a method overriding, here we inherit the parent class properties within the child class and ensuring that the method signature should be same. And while performing the method overriding, the inheritance should be unitary and yep. Also, we can perform the covariant, but yeah, the classes. I mean, the return type should be. It's the same. We can say. It can be the subclasses. We can perform the covariant and yep. Also, we need to define the add that override
Oh,
annotations performing the method overriding.
okay, okay, okay. Just move on next question. You know what is the difference between heap and stack memory?
Yes, I know that. So, shall I explain?
Stack and heap memory.
Okay, so basically the stack where we are going to, with the practical where we are retain the classes and method which is present our stack area,
Mm.
and the executions we are creating the object of the class, so which can be stored in the heap area, the object address.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Within the heap area, we have a constant area. If we are going to create the, instance with the help of a string literal, so it will store in the constant.
So what is role of JVM?
where it is used for converting the source code to into bytecode, where
Okay.
I mean, where you have written down the code which Java, I mean, compiler can't understood. So the role is JVM to convert it,
Hmm.
it's a source code to bytecode.
Hmm.
Mm.
Any other role? So where your main method JVM have in stack memory or heap memory?
Uh, JVM, I think it should be in a stack,
Hmm.
or else I will take a look in it because mm,
Okay. Okay. Right. So you know immutable class or builder design pattern.
yes, I know
Mm-hmm.
mutable, immutable classes. For the custom immutable, I can make it, and the builder design pattern I know. So if you want, then I can go through.
Okay, okay, okay. So builder, you explain about the builder.
So assume first of all we will go through the problem, then we will go through the solve. I mean, so basically assume we are going to create the classes. I mean, as a project level, we have multiple arguments like 20 plus. So while calling those methods, we don't know the sequence of the arguments which is present in the methods.
Mm-hmm.
So where we can get some confusion or error. To avoid those things, the builder design pattern are used to arrange the arguments or parameters in the sequence way,
Mm-hmm.
where no need to worry about the I mean this argument is in these positions, this is the in this position. So we can arrange by
Okay,
using the
okay. So what is role of inner class?
sorry.
Inner class. Why needed inner class? How it work? Can you explain about the inner class?
Inner class means class within the class we are defining the another class,
Hmm.
nested class.
Hmm. Inner class, yes.
So the role of it, role assume we are assume we are performing some I mean for real life example where we are going to take the user input. So we are I mean written down some inbuilt classes which is the scanner. So like
Okay.
that are you asking, or like we are performing the inheritance where we have a parent class and we are going to define the another child and we are inheriting the parent properties within the child
Okay,
property.
okay. What is non-primitive variable, non-primitive data type in Java? Can you give any example?
uh, so non-primitive is it's an integer string. So it should be like a string and like a string and a scanner. It should be some
Simple.
classes or interfaces like list, set, and
Object you can say,
uh,
not a.
yes,
Okay.
okay, array
Hmm.
like that.
So wrapper classes.
Yes, I know that.
Hmm.
Big integer and boolean character, which is the primitive data types.
Hmm. Oh, what is difference between equal and equal operator?
Okay, a dot equal methods and a double equal operations are you
Hmm.
asking?
Yes, yes, yes.
So basically,
Double equal means that is the equal operator, you can say.
okay, okay, equal operations. Right. So basically, it is used to comparing the object address,
Hmm.
uh, and the dot equal method are used to comparing the content.
Okay. So what are the basic features in Java 8?
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Hmm.
So basically, Java 8 features are, I mean, Stream API, Lambda expression,
Mm-hmm.
functional interfaces,
Mm-hmm.
default method is as well as,
Mm-hmm.
and optional class.
Mm-hmm.
So yep, and method references is there, which is the short form of the Lambda expression. So,
Mm-hmm.
so Lambda as well as.
Okay. So suppose I will tell you, mm, okay, just first I ask a question. Mm, so what is difference between map and flat map?
Okay, so basically both are the intermediate operations from the stream API,
Mm-hmm.
and map are used to transform the one stream to new stream, another transform stream. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and where flat map are used to convert. If we have a multiple list where we want to get it in the single list, we will use the flat map.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what is terminal method and non-terminal method?
So basically, in case of intermediate, which is non-terminal, where it is the lazy loading, lazy initializations, which can transform the one stream to another, which can be modified, but it can't produce the result,
Okay.
and we can't be use the intermediate non-terminal operations with the
Mm-hmm.
without terminal,
Mm-hmm.
because we need a result. So that's why we need terminal operations, and we can
So
use the terminal without using intermediate. So it's like eager loading, you can say, which can produce the result in case of
okay.
terminal operations like collect, for each, like that.
Okay. You have knowledge about Azure,
AG or no? So
AWS.
AWS I have here. I mean, as I told you, I don't have any roles and responsibilities here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to explore myself, because in my previous organization, Dell, where I was junior, so I didn't get the chance to work on the some this
Okay.
I mean,
Okay. Okay.
cloud. So I'm
So you
exploring by myself.
know JavaScript, AngularJS,
Yes, I know.
and CI/CD pipeline, Agile
Yes, I know.
methodology.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Okay. Git version.
Yes, I know.
So data.
Git and
Yeah.
both Git,
So database which version right now using?
MySQL.
MySQL. So you know about the procedure.
Yes, I know.
So which scenario needed procedure?
If you want to execute the queries, I mean, where we have multiple, I mean, it's kind of a business logic type, where we want to execute some queries based on the conditions,
Hmm.
and we like how can I say this? With the help of some commands, it will be execute where exe is like that. Basically, where while using the Spring Boot REST API, we didn't get the chance too much, but yeah, I know the procedures where we have a multiple data where we want to, I mean,
So what is use of cursor?
cursors,
Hmm.
iterator and least iterator and enumerations. There are three type of cursor which is used to execute the results from the array to
Hmm.
in object form one by one. It is
Hmm.
used to print from database. Are you asking, or in Java?
In database.
Okay, okay, okay. So it is used to retrieve the data
Okay.
based on the row.
So okay. Oh, what is RESTful API? How to expose RESTful API
So
means
well,
expose means you know how to create REST API. Can you give the procedure process
yeah,
how to create?
sure, sure. I can give you the process steps. where first of all I will define the entity classes,
Hmm.
where it can be responsible to define the database table,
Hmm.
DB, and with the name of and also we will annotate those annotate entity class with the help of add that entity.
Hmm.
And if I want to make I mean mapping with database table and with the entity class, then I will define the add that table as well as,
Hmm.
and, where I will define the some fields and like ID, whatever we need required based on the business logic. So I will define the fields, and also for making the primary key, well, where I will define the add the rate ID and add the rate generated value, where we can get the one by one data sequence. I mean, one by one. So by updating, no need to, I mean, define manually. So, and then later I will define
Hmm.
repository uh, where we will call the entity classes, and
Hmm.
later I will define service and controller. So basically within the controller I will define controller class. Over the I will define some annotations which add the rate rest controller and add the rate request mapping. So basically add the rate rest controller annotations we
Hmm.
are using, which is combination of add the rate controller and add the rate response body.
Hmm.
So uh, the advantage of add the rate rest controller, which where we no need any front end technologies to take the user input to test the endpoints, and at that request mapping, which is the class level annotations, where it has the capability to perform the all I mean CRUD operations like create, update, retrieve. I mean post the data, save the data, I mean get the data from the DB and delete the data. So it
Okay.
can perform, but yeah, it is the class level annotations which is used for passing the endpoints, and then we will define the HTTP methods within the controller, and
Okay.
then I will define the service layer, which can be contain our business logic, and then service layer will be interact with the DB,
Hmm.
where there's some method like find all, find by ID,
Hmm.
this type of method which is present in the repository, and repository will be responsible
Hmm.
to interact with the databases, and then like that we can perform.
Okay. So, you know JPA, Hibernate, anyone?
Yes, I know.
So, what is the CRUD and JPA repository?
So both are the interfaces. CRUD is a parent interface, and JP is the child interface of
Hmm.
CRUD repository.
Hmm.
So basically, uh, the CRUD repository is also responsible to perform the CRUD operations like post the data, get the data, and delete the data, and update the data. It can be performed, the
Hmm.
CRUD repository. But in case of JPA, it has some additional features where we
Hmm.
can get the pagination concept
Hmm.
apart from the perform the CRUD operations,
Hmm.
and it is some inbuilt method like save and save plus. So
Hmm. Okay.
yep, the more advantage like it has the pagination concept.
Okay. So, what is difference between Spring Boot and Spring MVC framework?
So where Spring, it is the older version
Hmm.
where we have to do the configuration manually.
Hmm.
In case of Spring Boot over the Spring, it is the newly version where we can perform the operations with the help of annotations, and it is the automated. Uh,
Hmm.
so so here, while adding the dependencies, we can get the all features in the Spring Boot. Assume we want to get all the features of JPA, then we will add the dependency Spring
Hmm.
started data JPA like that. Then we
Hmm.
can get all the
Hmm.
features of JPA. So like that, it is automated. In case of Spring, which is the like manual configuration, we have to do it in the XML file. So yep. That is the major differences. It's a new and automated, and that is the manual Spring.
Okay. So, you have basic idea about microservices?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Yeah. Please tell.
So basically, where we have a bigger applications, we will, I mean, assume we have a monolithic form, we will break into the smaller.
Okay.
and a smaller services
Mm-hmm.
based on the each modules. We will define each services, and then later we will establish the communication between those services, and it's called microservices. And we will put some layers, design patterns like API gateway, some circuit breaker design patterns. So we are handle the fault tolerance like that. So uh, uh, and Saga design patterns is also there, and service discovery where all the services will be registered. So this type of design patterns we
Okay,
will
okay.
introduce.
So you have knowledge in Docker or Kubernetes.
I have about Dockers.
Mm.
So for the theoretically, I'm unable to. I mean, okay, I can try for the some commands because I have used for pulling the images and after running it to make it convert it into the container,
Mm-hmm.
and I have used those containers to just for my applications where I'm learning those
Oh,
things.
okay, okay. So I have written one program, write the listing element from list by using Java 8.
Okay.
By using Java 8,
Mm.
you
Uh,
can write, you make it as array list means, huh, as a list you can define duplicate element,
mm.
and this is the last question.